now at Ticketmaster.
Welcome back. Since 1989, more than 10,000 babies have been saved thanks to Red Nose Day. This translates to an 85% reduction in infant deaths. But this year, the famous spongy red noses are sniffing out a new focus.
Now, alarmingly, one Australian baby is still born every 4 hours. With the help of much-needed funding, the Red Nose team is working towards a blood test to predict pregnancies most at risk and stop little lives being cut short.
And for more, we're joined by Professor Craig Pennell from the University of Newcastle, the Hunter Medical Research Institute, and Chair of Red Nose Australia's National Scientific Advisory Group, along with singer-songwriter Amber Lawrence. Good morning, guys.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. Amber, you have a little boy, Ike, who was on the show a little while ago. Is being a mum part of the reason that you jump on board this and become so passionate about Red Nose Day?
Oh, absolutely. You know about it, you know the fear and you know the risks, but until you have a baby and you're checking that website every day to make sure you're doing the right thing and, you know, putting your hand on their chest for hours at a time to make sure they're breathing, it's scary stuff, and being part of this and having more information to be able to share is really important.
OK, Craig, today we're talking about stillbirth, and alarmingly one Australian baby's stillborn every 4 hours. That's a very sad statistic, isn't it? Explain what's going on. Do we know why? There's so many reasons, I guess, hard to say why.
So stillbirth has multiple different reasons, and in many women there are multiple different components, so it's difficult to pinpoint an individual cause for each person, but they can be grouped into broad categories. And so the first one would be placental problems, which is why we're focused on the placenta. The next thing would be fetal growth restriction, so babies that are too small. There's a small group where there are genetic causes, conditions which are not compatible with life. We then have infection, pregnancy-related complications, of which there are a number of them. And then finally there's this unknown group, and that's often the most difficult group to deal with clinically. So when I'm sitting with a patient who may have been there when she's lost her child, I'm then there with her weeks later, months later, going through all of the results, and sometimes you just can't say why this has happened. And this is why we're so keen to try and prevent the problem.
And Craig, this research is being funnelled into blood tests that could predict women who are at risk here. So this is a vital step.
Yeah, so I work with a team at Hunter Medical Research Institute, led by Roger Smith, one of the esteemed professors there. And what we've been working on is looking at placental ageing. Everybody ages, nobody wants to age, but just like humans, placentas age. And what varies is some age very quickly and start to fail in the 30s, between 34 38 weeks, and there are others that work perfectly out to 42 weeks, but we don't know which one. So we're looking at early markers of placental damage, which we can pick up in a blood test. So when women go and have their pregnancy visits at 36 weeks, we can do a test and say, Mrs. Smith, your placenta is working beautifully, you're safe for the next month, enjoy the rest of your pregnancy, or your placenta is showing signs of ageing, we need to monitor you more and look at delivering you safely, often a bit early.
OK, it's such important work, but of course the focus of Red Nose Day will continue to be safe sleeping as well. And Amber, what's the latest? What do we need to just sort of reinforce?
Well, again, just go to the website. That's the easiest, clearest way to do it. But the thing is that I know is baby on the back from birth, head and face uncovered, smoke-free home and own cot in parents' room, and letting your carers know too, my mum, mother-in-law, because things may have changed. So the people that do take care of your baby when you might not be able to, letting them know as well.
Red Nose's mission is to reduce stillbirth rates by 20% over the next 5 to 10 years. Can we do that? Is it reality?
I have absolutely no doubt that this is possible. Other countries have reduced their rate of stillbirth by similar amounts. Australia's stillbirth rate hasn't changed for the last 30 years. That's 30 years. And whilst the rate of SIDS has dropped 85%, and that has saved 10,000 babies, over the same time, there's been 44,000 stillbirths. So it's time to act.
And this Red Nose focus and the power behind the messaging in the campaign will change these numbers.
So Red Nose focus is to give every child the opportunity to reach its potential, to live. And whether that be loss in early pregnancy, loss in late pregnancy, loss in early childhood or late childhood, every child needs that opportunity. And that's what Red Nose focus is now. It's broadened, so every family has a chance for the future.
Wow, that's such important work. We're going to let you go so you can get back to it. Thank you so much, Craig. Lovely to meet you. Lovely to see you again, Amber. For more information and to donate to the great work being done by Red Nose, and an important new focus as well, head across to our website.
And don't forget, Amber's new album, Spark, is available now through ABC Music and Universal Music, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Today on the Daily Edition.